been a long day already.
Yes, I hope everybody can hear us okay, because we already
Yeah.
started off with audio problems.
Welcome to the Worst Golf Podcast. Everybody wants to be the best. We strive to be the worst, and we're pretty good at it.
Oh, we're going to be really good at it today.
When a bad take is necessary, we'll be here to share with you. I started out by already hitting the mic once.
Awesome.
We got a big week this week, Morgan.
Yeah.
It's Granddaddy Week, and that means
Actually,
next week is technically Granddaddy Week.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, starting out with a bang.
My
If
bad.
you're following along, the studio didn't get completed,
Nope.
but it's going to be ready for the new year.
Should I just put it on both of us?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Since we didn't do our regular intro.
Yeah, so
Okay.
studio didn't get completed.
No.
But it's getting close.
Yes.
We have some grand plans.
We do.
And it'll be ready for next year. Maybe.
We
hope.
We hope. We'll see. My famous last words.
Yeah, it's a big week, and I understand that everybody's kind of jonesing to follow this. If you're a forum member, if you're not, this means nothing to you. But we have a great show packed with a bunch of information for everybody. I wanted to show off my new T-shirt.
I love your new T-shirt.
I don't know the best way to show it. This is I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, and this is Vasi.
Yes.
On a goat.
He's the greatest.
He's the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Maybe not, but probably. But yeah, so it's my goat Vasi T-shirt. Our hockey fans will get it. I see Canada in the chat yelled Stammer.
Yeah.
Wrong player,
but same concept.
And we watched a great end of a hockey game last night with a shootout, but that's for a different show. We should probably do an NHL show soon too.
I know, seriously.
Basically just never leave the studio and just talk.
No, just talk sports all day long.
And you're rocking the football for the Jags?
Yeah, because it's like Arctic something here. It's freezing.
It's like 58.
No, it's not. It's like 40 something.
We're both kind of, I don't want to say under the weather because we're not ill.
No, we're not under the weather. We're
really,
just
really tired. So kind of a funny story last night. We went to sleep at a reasonable time, probably a little after 10 o'clock. And then at midnight, we're woken up with...
I was woken
You were woken up. I was not yet until you decided to wake me up.
Well, because I couldn't reach.
With a smoke alarm in the house going off.
The dreaded midnight chirp.
But the best part is we had no idea which one. And we're walking around the house half asleep like idiots trying to find which one.
We're also so stupid because we're using our phones as flashlights instead of just turning lights on.
Yeah.
That like this is how delirious we were.
So we ended up kind of eventually finding it, realizing they're all hardwired, not just battery powered.
Right. And the one that it was upstairs, which thank goodness you were still in town.
Yeah, you would have needed a tall ladder to get to that one.
Yes.
And we just ripped it out of the ceiling.
Well, yeah.
So it stopped beeping.
Well, it kept saying carbon monoxide. And then we
woke up. But that was not carbon monoxide.
No, but it was good. We woke up this morning. We were like, all right, well, we're still alive. So it wasn't carbon monoxide.
That was no problem after that. No. But man, what a long night.
Yeah. So we're tired. Really tired.
Yeah. So Sunday is travel for the Granddaddy.
Yes.
And I think that it's one of those times a year which, if you're a THP4 member, brings some symbolism to it's the end of the year, it's new equipment time.
Yeah, I can see that.
The PGA show's right around the corner, and this kind of caps it off with the greatest event ever created.
Yes.
This is the 10th episode.
I don't know. I say episode.
Version.
No, it's not episode.
Edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
GDX
helps out here.
Is all the cool kids are calling it GDX.
Legacy team.
No,
Legacy.
That's awful. And we had a group chat last night with the team, and I'm pretty anti-group chat in general, but this was a nice little video call to say, it's time.
We're here. You were on that call for a long time.
Well, this is where it gets good. I'm going to start out with.
I'm going to interrupt you really
quick.
Go
ahead.
No, he just got a haircut. Somebody asked if you combed your hair differently.
No.
Got a haircut.
We were on this call, and the call was designed as, hey, let's get together for one last time before we all meet up in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And it started moving into singles talk.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of the first 40 minutes,
I just put this on you.
We got through the first foursome.
Yeah.
And I found myself at one point, I was texting Canadan, who's another member of the team, saying, if this is indicative of the play out there,
you guys are in trouble.
We have a real problem on our hands.
I was screaming because I was watching the hockey game downstairs.
And I look because, it's a Zoom call. So you have everybody in the screen.
Oh, it's a Zoom call?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's wonderful to stare at people all night. And I just keep looking at much more our fondly named ASCAP.
Mm-hmm.
looking as if he wants to jump through the screen and make it speed up. But we made it through it. There was a lot of good information. My hat's off. Like the THP forum community, the way we did it, for those who are new to this, the way we did the choosing of a captain is we had everybody on the forum nominate people, and then they voted. And they picked M. Maynard. And he's been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We've been on a string of some pretty good captains leading up to the event. And the forum members delivered again, and much more has been great at keeping M. Maynard in line, but also answering questions because, this journey, they didn't know that Dan and I were going to be a member of the team, throughout. So they didn't have the idea of, hey, we're going to have some of the knowledge that Chris was able to share. Plus, he's going to be invaluable moving forward. So shout out to those guys. They got a big week coming up next week, along with the other members of the team. And I could not be more excited. I told you this. I never wanted to play in it again,
right?
But that's more so from I never wanted to take a spot away from somebody. It's a pretty special thing.
Plus, you're kind of good at the content part of things.
Yeah, and with the ability to bring the ASCAP along, I know this sounds horrible. I never not want to play in it now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, and this group of guys, you put up with my shit all day, every day.
I do.
So does a large forum. Yeah, sure. You have them all fooled.
I'm delightful.
But this group has put up with me too because it's a little different animal, and it's something that we recognize. They probably don't realize we recognize it, but when you're part of this chat or this team or this everything else, it's a different subset of questions. So, you might want to switch the camera on to both of us.
Okay.
They are going to ask questions about the benefit of the event, probably more than just chatting.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of just chatting.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what causes the slow play. I think I'm onto it now.
It's the chatting?
Yeah, it's the chatting. But, these guys have done such a marvelous job. And what's interesting is they care about this thing so much.
Somebody just wrote in Hamster Wrangler we trust.
Yeah, he is a hamster wrangler, and he's good at it. It's better than gerbil wrangler. We've learned.
Yeah, no, we banned the word gerbil.
But they care about it, and they care about each other. And when you take a step back and look at something like this, that you create an event and these people bond and become friends, that's awesome. Now, what comes post event is what really matters,
right,
for everything. But they've done a pretty good job of it, and we've done 10 of these now. I played in the first. Well, I didn't play in the first one.
You didn't play in the first one?
No, I don't think so.
I thought you did.
No, I just went. I think I played in 2 or 3 after that.
Okay.
And
because I remember a couple of them you played in that I was doing content.
Yeah. And it's a very special thing, and we do a lot of experiences on THP, and we're proud of all of them.
Absolutely. And
I cannot say and stress enough how different this is than ours. This is the only event on our website that we don't host.
I was going to say, we're not the hosts of this one. I think that gets forgotten a lot.
Yeah. We're very proud of what we host, but this is a different animal, and it's something that I don't take lightly. But what I was going with is this team doesn't take that lightly.
No.
And I think that comes from Chris and Matt, kind of leading from the top, and I'm catching myself doing it. First names instead of forum names. Last night, somebody's like, "Oh yeah, this guy," and I was like, "Who the f is that?"
Yeah, you're not good with that. Yeah,
just use their forum name. That's the only way to make it work. Because when you come back to the forum and then you say, "Hey, Rick is doing this," nobody knows who the fuck Rick is. Sorry.
Really?
Sorry, I was on a roll too.
I feel like we're going to have a few significant others, though, that will be happy to get their other significant other back, because there's a lot of.
Well, yeah. Use an example, Morgan. Well, Give us an example of. We learned that M. Maynard has a new family. Our captain. He may have another family in Pittsburgh.
Everybody has a new family somewhere. You've got one with the little Nike socks somewhere else. It's all good. People are probably like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
But it's something that matters to us.
Yeah.
And it matters to these guys.
But I can see some spouses or significant others.
Yeah, they're going to be like,
"Hey, you're not face down on your phone 24/7 now."
They're probably still going to be.
Probably.
Right after that, we have a pretty big week on THP for people who are not into events or don't do
Sure.
these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's holiday cheer.
Who doesn't like a contest?
I know. And how about 5 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free
so
stuff.
we put it out. It's coming out that week. It starts off with a new driver and finishes with a golden ticket. Now, the golden ticket prize has to be an Albatross Club member for 2024.
Absolutely.
So if you've not joined the club yet, go on there, join the club, and you'll be eligible for that. But I got 3 questions separately that I wanted to answer, which is, in years past, it was you have to enter the contest that day.
Right.
And we announce either that day or the next day.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it a little different this time.
It's always fun to change it up a little bit.
So the Monday contest will have all week to enter. The Tuesday contest will have the rest of the week to enter. The Wednesday contest, the rest of the week. Thursday, Friday, you will have one day to enter it for the golden ticket. So don't miss that one. And then
you can enter all of them.
You can enter all of them.
Enter all of them. You maybe end up winning more than one. Who knows?
And
it's all random.
We will announce all of the winners the following week, and we're going to get the prizes shipped out right away. So you're probably going to even have them for the holidays. It'll be close, but I mean, we can't control that shipping.
No, but I'll be able to get them shipped out right away.
Yeah. So we're super excited about holiday cheer. The prizes this year are off the wall.
We're struggling for words.
Yeah,
words are really hard.
I wanted to throw out what they were, but I don't want to do that yet. But we've already announced Cobra Aerojet drivers day 1. The final day is golden ticket.
Mm-hmm.
This golden ticket is a little different, though. They can actually use it for a Shaft Up event.
Really?
First time in a while.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So
how come I didn't know that?
I don't know.
You didn't tell me.
You probably weren't listening when I mentioned that.
No.
Pretty sure that's what it was.
You didn't tell
May
me.
not have mentioned it though.
Yeah, exactly.
But definitely one of those two things.
Yeah.
So you will be able to win, and if you're short on funds or things like that, this is a completely free event.
Yes. All expenses
paid. So
even your travel.
Yeah. Even your travel.
Yeah.
Everything. So, and you're going to get some new equipment out of it. We're not going to say what that is yet. I can't because the new equipment is not out yet.
Yeah.
But it's something Danny and I have been working on, and we're pretty excited about next year because it also rolls into the finale.
I was going to say, plus that also includes the finale.
So that is holiday cheer coming right up. We are excited about it. I saw somebody asked if the guitar is new. It is brand new.
It's brand new. Yeah.
Brand new.
We just got it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some new stuff in the background.
Of the new
one.
Eating your mic now,
including the wonderful baseball bat that was given to us by somebody.
Yes, that thing is so cool.
It is so cool.
And my helmet.
And your helmet, which is actually not there. It was there, but I moved it when we started doing construction.
Yeah.
Construction.
This is us with our hard hats and what the hell?
So we've been talking about THP events, and I don't want to spend the whole show on that, but I wanted to touch on that we're still looking for a Morgan Cup captain.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
At some point, the cream rises to the top, and it has not happened yet.
No. Is that like a Muhammad Ali, one of his things?
I don't believe so.
No. I don't know why I thought that was.
There's a big week coming up on THP this week. We've done it in the past where we said, get involved in the Granddaddy in the live update. First of all, it's the freaking best thread ever. If you're a forum member.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. There were actually, you know what? Hold on. To go back to that, we actually are doing forum maintenance Saturday night. Yes. Just a reminder, the forum is going to go down for a couple of hours starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time Saturday night because we're trying to get the server prepped and ready for the craziness of the Granddaddy thread. Okay, go on.
Somebody in the chat, John Tudor, said, I think it was the Macho Man that said it. And I'm totally baiting you into doing the voice, but
I'm not going to do it. But I think he's right. I think you're right. I think you're right.
I understand how you could get Macho Man and Muhammad Ali confused.
Well, he just said things similar. Like, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like he says all kinds of.
That's not him either.
Yes, it is. Don't screw with me.
But yeah, so going back to that, we are looking for somebody. But more importantly, best thread of the year. If you are totally into equipment, golf courses, and fun, this is for you. I'm not going to say it will lead to a captain of a different event, but it's definitely going to lead to something really, really good. Just throwing that out there. We did it last year. We're doing it again this year. Something for people to keep in mind. We'll know if they're followed along. You were looking at me like you're clueless.
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't listening to you at all. I was reading the.
What else is new?
Sorry. I was trying to read the comments and I actually like forgot you were speaking completely.
That
And then
happens,
I looked
by
at
the
you
way, for those following
all the
along,
time.
that happens nightly.
Yes. It goes both ways.
Not really.
Okay.
What?
Exactly.
So we've had an interesting last few days. And by interesting, I mean horrifying.
Yeah, we're like just
we're a mess. So the reason this show is truly as awful
squirrel.
as it is, we went shopping on Black Friday.
Yes,
I know that was nuts. Why would we do that?
It really wasn't that bad.
No. We went early enough.
Yeah,
we were looking
early.
for something easy.
Yeah,
and
we're early risers.
We picked it up. And on the way back, we said, let's stop in and
not we.
No, I did. Let's stop in and look at cell phone carriers. We were thinking about changing.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we had switched to AT&T originally was Dormy Club, and we're not doing an event there in 2024 as of now. So no reason to kind of stick with that because our service wasn't great in other spots with them. It was decent.
Yeah. Plus, they don't give you anything.
So we go to Verizon and they do the deal. They set us all up. Everything's good.
Yeah.
And then I said to Morgan, because she could use a new Apple Watch, why don't you add a watch to it? The cellular version will give you the opportunity to, when you're out biking or running or walking or whatever you're doing fitness-wise, you can just not have to have your phone with you.
Right.
Great. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then they come back and say, sir, you're all set up with the cell phone service, but we can't do the watch. And I said, what do you mean? And they said, you owe Verizon some money.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't even like a lot of money. It was like $187 or something.
And I said, I think you had the wrong person. Maybe maybe the manager walked back to the wrong table or something like that. So apparently I learned at that point that somebody had stolen my social security number and used it to open I guess, cellular account.
Yeah, it was a wireless account.
In Tampa, Florida, and Googled. They did it online, so I don't know if it was actually in Tampa, but they did it online, and then they Googled my name and found an old work address and used that as the address to make it match.
I feel like we're giving people like how to.
Yeah, well, it didn't work. I mean, obviously, it worked for 3 months. Verizon closed the account.
Right.
It appeared on my credit report, which, by the way, not paying a cell phone bill, for those wondering, my credit score dropped 76 points.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it'll be Verizon fraud, handled everything. They were actually really good about it.
They were amazing at it, actually.
Closed the account out in 24 hours.
Gave us the confirmation number that they're going to
everything is back. Somebody asked, was it Wardy? It's very possible.
It could be.
He is in that area.
It could be.
But everything's been fixed and done.
Yeah, we had to have a cop come to our house to fill out a police report. I had to tell the neighbors next door not to worry. There was no like domestic going on.
They probably thought you were hitting me again.
Probably. Yeah. They hear the screams.
But this is just like a small PSA, the more you know thing.
Yeah.
Check your credit report once a month.
Definitely.
Like, I hadn't checked mine in a few weeks, and apparently this went on. It went on my credit report as we were at Verizon.
You just turn your alerts on because then you would have
noticed. I do have them on, but you get all the junk ones, and I was just
deleted
it.
Deleted
it. So check your credit report.
Yeah.
That's a
good PSA.
Yeah.
It's a very good
got some THPer questions, and I'm going to go through these because some of them are really good. The first is, yes, I am the only person ever to have a piece of equipment shipped to their event, to the granddaddy.
You're bougie.
Because I'm going to use it. Now, part of that is I didn't want it to sound like I was taking away from the fitting. The fittings there are the best in the world. You're going to get fit by the same people who work with the PGA Tour players and things like that. I did it because I'm not going to do a fitting. I've already, for lack of a better term, I've already gone through the equipment. I know what my order will be and everything else. Right. I don't want to take away a spot from somebody else time-wise.
Right, absolutely.
So I just shipped my shaft out there. And somebody said, what's the special shaft? Now, the shaft I have no idea if it's going to be made. Right now, it's a US Team EMEA prototype. I was fit for it by Danny Lee at US Team EMEA, and he knows a thing or two about shafts. But it's very different than most shafts you would try because my tendency is to pull the ball, meaning left. When you do that, sometimes you could make the case that it's because the shaft is too stiff. So we went with something super soft in the hands and then stiff throughout the rest of the shaft. Almost ladies flex in the hands. In fact, I think it is ladies flex in the hands. And it's absolutely insane how much better I hit this than everything else. So I told him he had to make this for other people, the anti-left shaft. And we'll see what comes of it and what they do. But that's what's going in my new driver at Callaway, and I could not be more excited.
And aren't you only having one driver?
I am only having one driver because I hit this one so well. Well, the driver they're about to get is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Moving on.
We have a really big contest that drops. Actually, I'll go to that one first. We have a really big contest that drops later today. It's the Granddaddy contest.
Shocked.
So you're going to be able to go on. You're going to be able to pick who you think is going to win. And if you pick right, you may win a Callaway driver of your choice. So
pretty easy, pretty awesome.
Whether you have a driver or not, enter this contest.
Yeah.
Choose a side. Show some support for your fellow brethren out there, whether you pick them or not.
Right.
I mean, historically, picking Team THP is not a great idea.
Yep.
But we have one win in the Granddaddy. It happens to be when Canadan captained a team.
And he happens.
And J-Rod was not in the event.
Let's not even go there.
Canadan is in this event. So maybe this is, this is the year. This team is, I'll say nothing if I don't say that they do not lack confidence.
That's good.
Yeah.
Confidence is a good thing.
So,
I mean, you got to back it up, but still.
We are, So that contest drops today, and I think it's going to kick off the thread. This is another PSA, and this one
I was going to remind you
directly to the participants of this event. Okay, there's 14 of you and me. Mm-hmm. Don't fuck this thread up. Sorry, before it actually gets going. Yeah. There's 10 million posts on the THP forum. Find other threads to talk in. Don't mess this one up and confuse everybody with a bunch of banter about nonsense
and inside joke type things.
Yeah, before the event gets going. Once travel kicks off, go nuts.
Yeah.
But for the next 3 days, let's leave it about the contest and let people get their picks in. Trust me when I say it makes the event so much better and the thread so much better.
Agreed, because it confuses people.
It does. You don't have to stick in the Granddaddy thread. There's a million Callaway threads if you want to talk Callaway. There's a million golf threads, food threads, travel threads, everything. Venture out. I swear the rest of the forum doesn't bite. Please. It might. Please just don't F this one up. I'm begging. And I know I'm saying that it's going to happen within a day. Next week is not just the Granddaddy, though. Bag Boy Championship sign up comes.
Oh, yeah. Next week is crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
That event is going to be insane. Mm-hmm. 2-man teams, custom team names. You don't get to pick your team, mate. That's pretty awesome. And it's at Ballyhack, and we're going to have a blast. Bag Boy Dynamic Brands is so into this.
I know they are. They really are.
It's amazing. They're so into this. The custom bags are going to be awesome. The team names are going to be great. We're not going to go super anti-PC because they're going to be on your golf bag. I don't.
Okay, we'll keep them a little.
I don't want to put hamster wranglers on the. I might do that.
Yeah, just going to say gerbil.
Yeah,
that's
just
it.
Gerbil.
Just gerbil. You're just team gerbil.
You don't want to have that because bad things will happen.
I feel like bad things already did happen if your team name is gerbil. But
that's true.
We won't go there.
That is very true.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for those signups. That is truly one of the most fun, just party environments in a competition setting. And the winning team of that event comes back to the following year,
which is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's handicap. So all skill levels. We can't stress that enough. All skill levels. It's called the Hacker's Paradise, not the Long Bomber 29 Paradise.
No. However, we will state again, if your skill level is 36, let's say handicap, just remember the rules of when to pick up.
Yes.
Let's keep the pace of play going.
Yes.
That's
I'm not the only one talking about it.
No, I'm the one that's usually talking about it.
Yes.
Yeah. I just don't have to be there to get yelled at like I used to. Yeah. Now it's all on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another THP question. They asked about partners expanding their reach. You can keep this one on both of us.
Oh, okay.
We had a SkyTrack event, and now it's SkyTrack and Golf Tech have their own thing. They were combined. We had Bag Boy and Budget. Now they're each have their own. What does that mean?
More events.
Yeah, a lot more travel.
You're welcome.
a lot more money, not for us that we're spending.
Right.
We don't really view it like that. Nothing changed in our relationship between those companies. So when it comes to the expansion side of it, it doesn't really change on our end.
Sometimes it's just nice to have each one have their own focus for that event.
Yeah.
And
I think part of it is ABC company wants to have a few people here and time to blend and talk with THPers instead of dividing it up. That's really what it comes down to.
Exactly. And otherwise it would be taking spots from THPers.
Yeah. And when Worldwide came in and wanted to elevate that event to a different level and make it that much better, it was very important for that to stand on its own.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty easy.
Another THPer question was big plans or milestones for 2024. And there are 10 million posts is on the horizon. And I know for most people, that means freaking nothing.
No,
I
don't know. Some people get
some
people get pretty excited about it still.
But like the 7,500s, the 8,500s, they didn't really mean a lot. 10 million posts is a lot of posts, especially when a lot of the new people don't realize I deleted about 6,000 early on.
Yeah, a whole forum.
I deleted a whole forum section,
which is why our mods are not allowed to physically delete anything.
But no, it means a lot. It's incredibly humbling. We have an active community base. We have an amazing staff. We have people who care, and
a growing staff now.
Yeah, and there are people who don't realize how much we care. And I'm not saying that as a give us thanks. That's the last thing we want.
Are you though?
No,
I know you're not. I'm just kidding.
But we do. The forum means everything to us, and it always has, and it will in the future.
I don't think that people understand that the forum almost comes first for us. The website comes before. For those who don't know, we're married. And it tends to come before our marriage.
No,
not in that sense. But what I'm saying is that 90% of our day is occupied is work.
Yeah, that's without a doubt true.
Yeah, there's really no separation of that church and state.
No,
that's what I mean by that.
And hopefully that'll change at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll find out. But
it hasn't in 15 years, so maybe it will one day.
That's a pretty big milestone that we're really excited about. And I think it's incredibly humbling to know that we have so many people who dedicate their time to being a part of it.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean that as a staff member thing. I mean that as everybody. It's part of their daily routine. Now, I'm not naive enough to think if we closed it on Friday, well, bad week to do though, closed it next Friday, that it's in some way changing the golf landscape. It'll mess with people's days for a month and then everybody goes back to normal. But it's still incredibly humbling. And we have wonderful, wonderful partners that make all this possible. And we can't do it without them. I talk to them every week and they care. And when they care, it makes this part so much easier.
Totally agree.
So I think that's a pretty big milestone. And I'll move on to the next one. Somebody asked a really good question, which is why aren't releases moving towards November instead of January? And it's timely because I literally talked about this with one of the people who recently changed their release schedule about the what and the why of why clubs are released. Consumer spending is obviously very high as the holidays.
Yes.
That's when you think about that from that logistical standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't you release then? You're releasing at that point possibly to a smaller clientele, the Sun Belt area, which historically buys the most golf clubs anyway.
Right.
But you are releasing to a smaller clientele. But why January? Well, the truth of the matter is January became de facto because it's the new year and the PGA Merchandise Show, which has been the de facto release timing for decades.
Right.
Nothing's really released at the PGA Show anymore. It's usually out, and that's a chance for sales reps to meet their clients and media.
Maybe some apparel stuff.
The apparel is you're usually one step ahead though, so you'll be getting fall.
Yeah.
There. But the biggest buying season is not the holiday season for golf. It's actually the April, May. So when something's launched in January, it's not normally available right away. I feel like there's a little bit of beat the clock moment within the industry now of ours is launched and it's available right now.
Yeah.
Part of that is tour play. This is the time of year golfers on the tour like to test equipment. It's the silly season, so to speak, before we get into the Augusta National, which for a lot of people is the beginning of the golf season.
I would think so. Yeah.
So April, May are such big months. So I talked to a company who historically released in September, October, November, and they have slowly shifted to the spring for that very reason. Just buying season in at the beginning of golf season is historically so much bigger than that of the holiday season. There are brands who stick to that though. Ping and Titleist do half their releases later in the year, and they kind of dominate. Dominate's not the right word.
What kind of show do we have here?
Certain months, they do well because they're releasing against no other new products, and I think that could work. And I actually think it could benefit some of the other smaller companies to do so, to get buzz out. One of the problems, however, is one of those smaller companies, we've seen it before. They launch something, let's say, around the holidays, and then it's not available till March. At that point, people forget about it.
Yeah, that's no good. You can't do that.
So I hope that answers the question. I think it does. Most companies are going to release around that similar time frame. One of the things I wanted to talk about that is not really a THP question, but it gets hinted at a lot, is every time we do an AMA or something like that, it's
ask me anything.
Ask me anything. What are you excited about for the coming releases? You don't have to give us product names because I'm not going to.
Right.
This year, more than I can remember, I've been kind of blown away by the media preview. So the way that works for those who are following along, as I'm scratching my face,
got an itch.
Yeah, is I'll get on it used to be all in person. Now video calls take up a big abundance of it. So it used to be done in person, and you get on a video call. We'll go through a tech stack, go through a deck, walk me through everything that's new, answer my questions, which are usually many, and I get sidetracked. Like, look, hey, hamster,
squirrel.
And we kind of go through everything. And I can't remember a time. Every year there's a company or two that kind of blows me away. Like, oh shit, like that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
I get pretty excited. And I know if you listen to the off course a couple of weeks ago with Dan and I, he talked about my excitement level for equipment. But this year, there's multiple small companies that I've kind of gone through the thing with that, oh my God, I cannot wait to try that. And it's kind of across the board. Now, I won't say everybody kind of blew me away. There's some that I was just like, really? That's it? Maybe others will think differently. But I was super excited this year from 5 different releases. I had to count them up.
Yeah, I was watching you count on your fingers. That was funny.
5 different releases blew me away. And I'm going to throw out a name of one, but I'm not going to talk about products. Edel has something coming out that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, you said it immediately to me.
I could not dive into the product more and be more excited for what they're doing. I was just super into it. So being dazzled by equipment previews is something that really gets me excited, and I'm excited for the new year. Why don't we jump into your recipe?
Dazzle people with food.
Yes.
No, I don't know. Okay. I have a very, very simple recipe. It's kind of different, maybe. It's called orange ground turkey, which I'm just going to say right now, I did ground chicken. Well, actually, I've made it both. I've made it with ground turkey and I've made it with ground chicken. It takes like, I don't know, 15 minutes to cook. It's super easy, but I think you could also use it with ground beef or bison or even pork, I think would work. Maybe. I'm not sure. I think so, though. But you can kind of change it up as much as you want, like I always say. But this one is, think like Asian orange chicken, but instead it's with like ground meat and it's not fried. So I know you should see the face he's making at me right now. But
it smelled good.
Yeah, you were like, it smells. I made this last night. This is how good. And I was literally, okay, this is how you know it's good. I made it last night. And as I was eating, I was kind of like dancing because I was like, this is so good. So
I did not witness that part.
No,
I was on the 29-hour call.
Exactly. I was downstairs eating my delicious orange chicken and watching hockey. So
yeah.
Anyhow, I have the recipe ready to go. I'll hide it on the forum. It's really good. It's different. I think that you guys will like it just because it's unique. It's kind of different.
Not bad.
All right.
We're in the middle of post drive for the 4th quarter.
Yep.
Canadan on the forum has offered up some prizes that he had no business offering up, but he did it anyway, and I'm here for it.
He likes to take some liberties sometime.
Yeah. I can't say what's going to be available, but I think he's hinted at it enough. As we get closer, it's going to be a lot of fun. The show dropping on Off Course on Friday is can't miss.
Nope.
Austin Tudor, Callaway Performance Gear, right on the eve of the Granddaddy. Like, it's can't miss. They have some cool stuff. He's part of the GOAT. We just launched the GOAT Cup that's coming back next year. We launched all the details on that. That's going to Briggs Ranch. Pretty excited about that. And I know it's weird, but there's no show next week.
Yeah.
I'll be in Carlsbad and then Palm Springs.
Yep.
Palm
Desert.
Springs. Yeah.
Desert.
You will be here making sure that the forum actually works.
Fingers crossed.
We have some exciting content kind of stuff coming. But when we come back, it'll be right around the holidays. We'll probably do one more show before the holidays.
Yeah.
And then we will debut the new studio.
We hope. I don't want to make any promises.
No, at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Really quick, Stuart, I always have a picture in the thread of the food. He was asking about taking pictures of the food. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check out that one. Like I said, it smelled really good.
Yeah, he kept saying, he's like, what are you making down there? It smells so good.
I saw somebody say, AT baby, best guy ever, Team Tudor. They lost. I got the championship ring right behind me there. You can kind of see it as the receipt.
Okay.
He did win the Granddaddy last year.
Yeah.
There is that. He also cost me $20 by beating the pants off of one of the THPers. Hope that doesn't happen this year. I'm pretty confident. He's a pretty good golfer.
Because you're playing, I feel like there won't be any additional side bets.
No, I would never bet when I'm playing.
Right.
I'll bet against myself if somebody wants that. I'll easily throw it.
Yeah.
Jeez. A little point shaving action.
Oh my gosh.
I would not do that to other THPers because they're probably thinking, oh, wow.
Yeah. No, he's kidding.
Yeah. They haven't needed us to throw it in recent years.
This is true.
Obviously.
You didn't play.
I mean, we've even had years where the second day didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's not happening this year.
No. At least make that much.
Yeah. Confidence.
Okay.
So for myself and Morgan, that's it this week. Thanks everybody for tuning in and follow
to our rambling.
Yeah, follow the Granddaddy next week. You got a chance at a whole lot of fun coming up.
Yep. See ya.
Bye, everybody.